Timothy, he says, but Timothy, understand this. In the last days, there will come times of difficulty. Amen. For people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness but denying its power. Avoid such people. For among them are those who creep into households and capture weak women, burdened with sins and led astray by various passions, always learning and never able to arrive at a knowledge of the truth. This is our culture, and that culture has seeped into the church, and we are some of these people. If you were asked me today, are we living in the last days? I would point you to this verse and I'd say, does that describe us today? We're living in the last days. I'm not saying that everything that we do today in the church is bad. That's not what I'm saying. But the American church culture is stagnating. It's stunted because we have exchanged gospel community for a worship service. We've exchanged community interdependence and relational discipleship for a sermon on Sunday morning or a Sunday school class where we gain knowledge. And the thing is, those activities are not bad. They're just not what Jesus came and died for. If we compare 2 Timothy 3, 1 through 7 to Acts 2, 42 through 47, you tell me what description better describes the American culture and the American church. See, being a gospel community is about being a new family who gathers together. All our families gather together. Maybe not so much in the last 6 weeks, but when we do, it rarely goes as planned. It can be rather messy. I mean, let's be honest. We love and we forgive. We're supposed to. There's conflict and there's resolution. This is part of being part of a family. It's all part of that. It is much bigger than just one event on one day. Look again at Acts 2:42. And they devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayers. They devoted themselves. What are you devoted to? Are you devoted? Are you devoted the same way that they were devoted? See, we've taken what it means to be devoted and we've changed it in America. We look at our religion and faith and we say it's a personal, it's a private matter. We talk about a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. But our devotion to ourselves, instead of the message, the mission, and the community of God, is blasphemy. The early church, they're devoted to each other, to the apostles' teaching and breaking the bread, to the community, to the message, to the mission that they were on. And I think today, all we have is fickle devotion to the church. Not the kind of devotion we see in Acts 2:42. I'll be devoted as long as it's convenient for me. See, true devotion has some very interesting characteristics. First of all, when you're devoted, you're committed. When you're committed to something, your life revolves around it. It doesn't revolve around your life. Your life revolves around it. You actually get magazines pertaining to what you're committed to, and you actually read them. I like guns. I have guns. I have my permit to carry. A lot of times I'm carrying a gun. I get a magazine from the NRA, but I don't read that magazine. I am not committed to guns because I don't read the magazine. I glance through it and I put it down. The second thing The second interesting characteristic about being devoted is consistency. See, if you're truly devoted to something and you have an opportunity to engage in it, there's no question you are going to do it. There is absolute consistency. The third one is what we call a little bit crazy. Golf is a great example. No offense to those of you who love golf. I used to golf all the time. See, if you like to play golf and you wonder if you're truly devoted to it, you have to ask yourself this one question. If it was cloudy, snowing, below 32 degrees, and you had an opportunity to go to the golf course and actually play, well, let's just say 9 rounds of golf, would you do it? If you would, then you're crazy. And you're committed. And you're devoted to golf. So we have to ask ourselves in the church today if we're devoted to more than just getting ourselves out of hell and into heaven. Are we devoted not just to what God gives us, but to the mission, the mandate that God gives the people of God? Are we really devoted to it? Are we committed and consistent and maybe just a little bit crazy? I'm saddened and I'm afraid of the answer that I would give to this, let alone what the church would give to that question.